Alright. And we're back with Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Last we left off, I got a collar put on me, and I now have to, and the only way to get free is to fight and defeat the champion of the arena. Because apparently having an angel herald of a deity on my side right next to me isn't enough to keep me out of trouble. This would be so much. It's all the worse because I picked the mythic path that's supposed to be real focused on freedom. God damn it. Alright. Let's see. So we got Ermengelef here, Zeklex. Some Minotaurs. What's everything going on around here? Well, you know what? Before a lot of viewers have a chance to come tune in, we're going to go ahead and finish reading that one book from earlier. Just for the sole purpose of being able to have it documented in the recording later. So, Marmonux's Challenge by Krish Circa. Orzuna bit her nail in frustration, but then remembered another term of their wager. I hope you didn't forget the last one from my final list. Marmonux chuckled and rolled her eyes. How could I forget the Omyx? I have to say, your fantasies almost left me stumped this time, dear sister. Almost. The succubus let out a cat-like hiss, not bothering to hide her annoyance. Don't tell me you found a way to please a living puddle of refuse. Oh, did I ever? Marmonux moaned theatrically, barely holding back laughter at the sight of Orzuna's twisted face. You don't believe me? Amateur. If you were half as versed as me, you'd know that you shouldn't force your caress on your prey. Sometimes it's worth letting them take the initiative. After pausing and enjoying the succubus's confused expression to the fullest, the incubus dropped to a breathy whisper. An Omyx assaults its enemy by covering them head to toe, washing over their mouth and nose, creeping inside, down the throat, deeper and deeper. So why not follow its lead and let it revel in its desire to dominate and smother? I love accepting pain just as much as I love inflicting it. Orzuna's face wrinkled in disgust. Out of everyone I know, only you, brother, could be aroused by the memory of how you were had by a clump of fetid, caustic shit. But what can you do? The condition is met. That's right, murmured the incubus. The condition is met, and so is the entire challenge. 1,000 denizens of the abyss of all shapes and sizes have had a taste of my hands, my whip, and my loins, and experienced the pinnacle of delight. All you can do is admit that my art of pain bears more fruit than your art of seduction. It seems you'll become my little pet after all, Azuna. The terms we agreed upon for losing the wager. I've prepared a special collar just for you, the sharpest one from my collection. Her laugh rang like the tinkling of tiny poisonous bells. Oh no, brother, 1,001 denizens of the abyss, don't you remember? You have one more creature left. Orzuna snapped her fingers. With a clang, the wheels began turning, lifting a massive hatch and revealing to Marmonux the bowels of the most concealed of Orzuna's pleasure dungeons. From the darkness he heard wet wriggling and faint whispers that could drive a mortal insane. Something large was rolling around in the cellar, scraping the walls, hissing, and making smacking sounds, all the while exuding waves of hatred. In a single glance, Marmonux knew who or what was before him. A clip-off, he drawled. From the very depths of the abyss, I take it. Anything for my dearest brother. Orzuna licked her lips. A knot of tentacles, stingers, and suction cups, topped off with bitter hatred for our kind. Does it feel pleasure? See if you can find out. And this time the succubus stroked her body in a sultry motion and joined her palms together between her legs. I'm going to watch. Ew. Well, there. For anybody who really needed to not have dialogue skipped. Now, back to the rest of this game. Currently trapped in the Battle Bliss arena. Let's see, play Smilodons, Demon Gladiator. Let's see, Young Atselm. Atselm sits in front of you, looking very much alive despite her recent death in the arena. However, she is not alone. Two other figures sit beside her. The first is an elderly woman with a wrinkled face. Despite her age, she still retains some of the grace and vigor of youth. The second is a very young girl, who has only just passed from childhood to adolescence. Upon closer inspection, you realize that both of these figures look like Atselm. They all share the same face. Atselm looks up at you. She has high cheekbones and androgynous features that could easily belong to a man or a woman. Her ears are partially hidden beneath her hair, but you can just make out their strange shape. You realize that Atselm is not human, though from a distance she could easily be mistaken for one. She greets you cheerfully and does not seem to harbor any resentment towards you. Ah, here comes our killer. We hope you enjoyed the sweet taste of victory. Old Atselm. The old woman, who looks like Atselm, adds in a stern voice, "But we won't forget what you've done to us. It hurt us very much. Be glad that we're not vindictive. Well, not normally. How did you survive?" "We are a Fae of the First World, a triune being with joint thoughts and feelings. When two of us fight in the arena, the third one observes, hidden by magic. This way, one of us will stay alive even if the others die. Then when morning comes, we will return to our triune form." "That is very helpful. But it must hurt very much. I guess it is better not to die at all. Then you don't have to come back to life again." Let's see. Evil, I enjoy killing you. Lawful, I had to follow the rules in the arena. Good. I'm sorry I killed you. Please forgive me. Think nothing of it. It was an amusing fight and we enjoyed it. As for death, it hurts, but we are used to the experience. How do you create copies of yourself? The girl smiles mischievously and sticks out her tongue. It's a Fae secret. We won't tell you. Why do you refer to yourself in the plural? The elderly woman chuckles. She shrugs her shoulders and sighs. We are not one, and we are not three. We are a triune entity. This is the way we are accustomed to speaking. Tell me about yourself. We are Atselm Thunder Eyes, a Fae from the First World, and a proud scout of the Wild Hunt. Oh, those fuckers. Ran into Wild Hunt creatures at the end of in Pathfinder Kingmaker, and were a pain in the ass to fight. Alright. It was Atselm's job to track down the prey and flush them from hiding. After a good chase, there would be feasts, and Atselm always took a bottle of spiced wine to the monarch of the hunt. During one of the feasts, Atselm infuriated the monarch when she mixed up 2 bottles of wine. She brought him young wine, fragrant and smelling of spring, but he asked her for aged wine that tasted of oak, a wine that would leave the bitterness of regret on the tongue and make the soul weep. Old Atselm joins in, and her voice trembles with bitterness. And the monarch said, "Don't you know the difference between young and old, Atselm?" Oh, hello, Atrocious. Nice of you to join me. Let's see. No? Well, I'll show you. And he banished Atselm from the first world, but the Fae used to be a good servant, so at the last moment the monarch relented. To help Atselm overcome her pathetic stupidity, the monarch taught her a special spell, and ordered her to cast this spell on herself every morning. This spell made Atselm a triune being, and helped her understand the difference between vibrant youth and the gray hairs of old age. Young Atselm interrupts the older version of herself, and now Atselm has grown wise. We have become very wise, and the time is near when the monarch will summon us back to the wild hunt, and we'll be riding again with our brothers and sisters. We will drink and laugh, and no one will say, "Ha ha, Atselm is so foolish. She doesn't even know the difference between young and old ever again." How would you like to help me kill Gelderfang in the arena? You wish to betray Amangalith and kill his champion. This is an ambitious plan, and for some reason you have decided to seek our help. You killed us, but that has not stopped you from paying us a visit. This is all very unusual. Yes, you've intrigued us. Now you must persuade us. Young Atselm laughs and clasps her hands together eagerly. We want to hear more about this cunning treachery. How exciting. Let's see, because it will be fun, I'll give you a reward, but nah, I doubt it. I know your secret of immortality. No, I'm not going to friend. Because it will be fun to betray Mengele. The young Atselm nods in approval. She gestures towards the other two forms as if to indicate that she is speaking on their behalf. The Galarian knows the meaning of fun. This sounds like a very good joke. Count us in. I have to go. Atselm's 3 incarnations watch you leave with a sly smile. And there we have it. That's how you get ready to kill a champion. You cheat. Let's see, I can loot this body, I guess. It's got a heavy oh, he's got a heavy shield. Let's see, what do we got? Charred Bulwark. A +4 heavy shield. That somehow is only given a +2 armor class? What? No, that can't be right. Alright, let's see. Gives immunity to cold and a +1 AC against medium and smaller creatures. Yeah, sure. I'll equip that. Oof. That don't look right. Slightly better. No, that hammer is still sticking out of there. So there's nowhere for me to put this without it clipping into the shield. God damn it. Oh well. Wait. Oh, there we go. Never mind. I found one. Alright. Out the way. Equip the shield. Nope, never mind. It's just gonna clip through that shield no matter what. Oh well. We'll just live with it. Dire one. A huge dark-skinned man sits quivering in the corner. His giant body is covered in scars. Many of his injuries look like they should have been fatal, yet somehow he is still alive. Some of his wounds are still fresh, but no one has bandaged them up or tried to heal him. The man's skin is in tatters and blood oozes from his broken body. He is clearly in a lot of pain, and it is hard to believe that someone so badly injured could maintain consciousness. He casts a wary glance in your direction and grunts something unintelligible. You can't make out his words, but his tone is an unmistakable warning not to come any closer. Who are you? The gladiator snarls at you. He looks tense, ready to spring. He is clearly not comfortable holding a conversation. A low feral growl rumbles in his throat. The dire one. Can you understand me? There is a mixture of fear and anger in the man's bloodshot eyes. Perhaps he doesn't understand you, or perhaps he just doesn't want to talk. Examine the slave's sword and helmet. The gladiator moves with surprising speed. As you reach for the items, he snatches them up. His voice is a hoarse whisper. Not yours, go away. Right, I have to go. The slave closes his eyes and collapses onto his mat in a dull moan. So I'm guessing this is his. I'm taking it. Alright, he's not attacking me. Right. Hey! At least Ivu has good perception. Safe. It's not letting me go this way. Alright. Moving on. Talk to Zeklex. Zeklex takes a wary step back. I thought I had convinced Ermengelef not to take you captive, but clearly I was wrong. But he's a raving lunatic and constantly changes his decisions. You should direct your anger towards him. Did you know that I was walking into a trap? I didn't know for sure, but I did have my suspicions. All the members of the Nahindrian League are considered Ermengelef's property. And since gladiators are valuable assets, they are not allowed to leave the arena. All of the elite fighters at the Battle Bliss wear those collars. However, I did suggest to Ermengelef that he should make an exception in your case. I told him that he should allow you to remain free. I thought I had managed to convince him, but clearly I was wrong. Why am I being forced to wear this collar? These collars are worn by all of the members of the Nahindrian League. You won't be able to leave the arena, and if you try to escape, the collar will immediately teleport you back to the Battle Bliss. Fuck! Alright. If you try to hurt Ermengelef or harm his property while wearing the collar, it will transfer you to a safe and quiet place where you can calm down. Of course, the collar will be removed when you enter the arena. That's the only time members of the Nahindrian League are allowed to fight one another. Ermengelef doesn't want his precious property damaged outside the arena, but there are no such restrictions once his fighters are inside. As long as there are screaming crowds in the stands, the gladiators can do whatever they want to one another. Did you hear that, champion? They'll take off the collar when you fight. As soon as you enter the arena, you'll be free and unfettered. You can do whatever you want. Yeah, sure. A lot of gladiators believe that they're invincible. They're so confident in their own abilities, they'll challenge anyone to a fight. Before our gladiators had collars, they used to strut around the streets of Alucionera and pick fights with dangerous opponents. We lost a number of good fighters that way. Even worse, they would fight among themselves and kill or maim one another outside the arena, without any spectators to watch. That's why I had the idea to create these collars. However, Ermengelef stole my idea and took all the credit for it. I understand. I apologize once again. I would certainly set you free if I could, I'm sure. Will you help me escape? Of course I will. I have a plan that will free you from the collar and help you defeat Gelderfang. And trust me, you will need my help. While you were unconscious, Ermengelef managed to find an Ahindrian crystal. Gelderfang has been obsessed with getting his hands on one, and his wish finally came true. A demon called Mutasafin took the crystal into Gelderfang's room and locked the door. For the next few hours, the sound of the champion's screams shook the arena. When Gelderfang emerged from his room, he was covered in blood, but he also looked stronger and more powerful than ever. Ermengelef is confident that you don't stand a chance against his champion, but I disagree. I think you can win. Zeklex lowers his voice conspiratorially. I want to overthrow Ermengelef and take over the Battle Bliss. Ermengelef is terrible at his job, and he's standing in the way of my ambitions. There's no denying that he is a genius. No one can get the crowds excited like he can, but his management of the arena could not be worse. The fights have turned into a bloody circus. The opponents are never evenly matched, the crowds are losing interest, and the passion of the audience is fading away. I want to change all of that. But it won't be easy to kill Ermengelef. The current champion, Gelderfang, protects him. After his last escapade, Ermengelef has forbidden Gelderfang from leaving his side. That means Ermengelef is only vulnerable when the champion is fighting in the arena. So I want to offer you a deal. I'll help you eliminate Gelderfang if you'll help me overthrow Ermengelef. If you agree to my proposal, I'll make sure your companions join you in the arena when you need them. Then you can kill Gelderfang together. You can have the title and all the glory that comes with it. You'll become the champion, and I'll take over the arena. Deal? The tiefling extends his hand to you and looks at you solemnly. Did you mention Mutasafin? You killed him not long ago. No, I didn't kill him. He ran away. I think. Yeah, he ran away. Shake the tiefling's hands. The tiefling begins to speak in a brisk, matter-of-fact tone. The imp nods his agreement with each sentence. Gelderfang is, of course, an extremely dangerous opponent, but he is not without his vulnerabilities. For example, he doesn't know that you hired the succubi to keep him company. Since you paid for their services, I think they'd be willing to accommodate some special requests. If you want to weaken Gelderfang before the fight, I'm sure you could persuade them to help you. I think that's everything. Try to make use of these advantages during the fight. It'll be your best chance to defeat Gelderfang. And while you fight for the title of champion, I'll eliminate Ermengelef. He'll be vulnerable without his favorite bodyguard. Then the Battle Bliss arena will be ours. Of course, you won't have to fight Gelderfang all by yourself. Your companions were worried when Ermengelef kidnapped you. I reached out to them and secured their cooperation. I'll make sure they join you in the arena when the time comes. Alright. Is there anything I should know about my fight with the champion? The fight will not be fair. As you already know, Ermengelef doesn't believe in a level playing field. First, he will send in some weak fighters, just to whet the audience's appetite. Then you will have to face more experienced gladiators. I have no doubt that you'll defeat them, but they might prove troublesome. Try not to let them wear you down, and avoid injury as much as possible. You'll need to save your strength. Next, I suspect that some members of the Nahindrian League will enter the arena. Ermengelef will send in some of his most loyal fighters. The dire one will probably be there, like a rabid dog on a leash. And I expect Atselm and Ruxa will be there as well. They don't care if the fight is fair or not. All they care about is gold. Finally, after all of that, Gelderfang himself will enter the arena, or enter the fight. And that's when Ermengelef will be defenseless. If only you had full draconic abilities. How? But you're not Eldritch Scion? Huh. I'm not sure how well I would have been able to take advantage of that. I couldn't really use, what's his name? I couldn't really use Ragongar very well in Kingmaker, so I'm pretty sure it would be the same issue. Like, it always felt like whatever I did, it was like not making full use of everything a Magus could do. So, meh. I wouldn't have had. Technically, I still wouldn't have had full use of my of the draconic abilities because I wouldn't know how to use them right. All right. Let's see. I don't need any. Oh. Yeah. All right. The Battle Bliss will be ours. Zeklex nods but doesn't speak. His face is screwed up in concentration, as if trying to calculate something in his head. Finally, he gives a satisfied nod. Just focus on buffing yourself and you'll be fine. And throw a few dragon breaths here and there. Yeah, hopefully it's not as glitched as it was in Kingmaker. Every time I used the breath attack in that game, like, Ragongar would just start shooting in any random direction, except pointing at the enemy. Alright. Yes, we are taking a risk, but delaying any longer will not improve our situation. In fact, it will make it worse, so we need to take action now. It's time for you to prepare for the hardest fight of your life. Gelderfang is a true master of violence, and now with the Nahindrian crystal, he's stronger than ever. I have other things to do. Rest up. You'll need all your strength for the upcoming fight. Find me when you're ready, and I'll escort you to the arena. Alright, let's see here. Let's find out just how much help I get. The arena healer. Right. I don't really need his help for anything. Oh wait, no. I need the healing. Let's see. I could use the help of a healer. The demon dismisses you with a wave of his hand. I don't bother with regular wounds. They are not worthy of my craft. Just drink a potion and you'll be fine. Oh, okay, he sells. Well, hold on here. What else does he sell? He sells weapons. Grace of Peace. It's just something that fights against undead. Alright, let's sell all this extra stuff I don't need. I like Ragongar in this portrait. The only issue with it is that he's wielding a scimitar, and it's really hard to make a scimitar build with an Eldritch Scion. Well, not in Kingmaker. They gave like several items that are called like that have a trait called Runic Slayer or Runic Blade. They're scimitars, and they basically say if you ever try to use a touch attack spell with a weapon, you know the way all Magus do, then it gives you a +2 on the attack. Why do you get that kukri so late in the game? I don't know. I imagine they wanted something like they were expecting like a 2-weapon build, and they offer this kukri as like an offhand weapon. I'm just guessing. Personally, I don't think it's worth grabbing at all. But hey, to each their own and all that. I don't need to sell that. Sell that. Sell this. Is there anything else? Keep these and sell these. Deadeye. I'll hold on to a weapon called Deadeye. Let's see. That's everything. Alright. See, all these armors I don't need. I don't need the chain shirts. And I don't need a +3 heavy shield when I have better heavy shields. This late in the game, it's worthless. It's not even a +3. Oh yeah, you're right. It is just a +1. Shit. Yeah, I don't know. I think they just started throwing out random equipment left, right, and center. Let me see here. Don't need this +2 breastplate. No one's gonna use it. Maybe the +3. Alright, but that's it for items to sell. Now on for buying. Oh wait, no. Don't need any of these +1 rings. Or these +2 cloaks. Or all the +6, +1 cloaks. Prismatic ring. Spray at 17th level. Yeah, that's probably going to be useful. Boots of Stampede. Sure. Let's see, don't need +1 amulets. Don't need the +2. As long as I have at least this +4, then anything lower I'm selling. Inspired Wisdom. Oh no. Probably don't need these, but I don't know. Alright, what else we got? Is there any armors worth buying from this guy? Nope. Accessories. Dark Omen. Here we go. The wearer of this ring has the ability to cast spell. If the wearer of this ring has the ability to cast spells spontaneously, grants them the ability to cast the following spells: Ray of Enfeeblement, Scare, Ray of Exhaustion, Fear, Waves of Fatigue. To cast a spell, the wearer still needs to have the spell slot right level. Right, you no longer have Silver's Tongue. And I don't think right, I don't get to use it because I'm forced to wear this crap. What's this do again? Exquisite glazed collar studded with ornate jewels. This collar is a symbol of status and prestige, but also serves a more practical purpose. Gladiator slaves are valuable assets, and the slave fitted with this collar will be unable to disobey orders or leave the battle bliss arena. It's a +4 natural armor. In addition, it grants a +4 bonus to fortitude and reflex saves, and a -4. Oh my god! It's actually not bad. You say that, but then you gotta remember how many creatures have the ability to force you to make will saves. And I already don't have a high wisdom score. It's better than my constitution, but that's not saying much. Alright. Well, that's about it. Is there anything else that's worth buying? Books. That's a no. Alright. It's just like... Alright, let's buy these. Buy them out of potions. There. Alright. What's the Almanac of the Tower of the Strahd doing there? Wait, what? I thought it was Jubilos's Almanac, as usual. Huh. Yeah. The Cooking Almanac of the Inner Sea. Not the Tower of the Strahd. See, is there anything about that Tower of the Strahd here? No? Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right. Almanac, the Tower of the Strahd Museum. How did this get here? Oh, man, there's a lot. I'll grab one copy because I'm pretty sure I don't have one. We'll look at it later. Let's see. To answer your question, if I remember right, in Canabris, the cultists raided the Tower of the Strahd. So, you probably grab any books. And since cultists have been coming into the Abyss, you can pretty much figure that they just all know each other, I guess. Oh boy. Alright. Are you kidding me? There. Then have you drink some potions. Alright. There. Moving on. Got some eggs. Ruxa. A massive, scaly demon greets your arrival with a roar of fury. She spins her weapon towards you with practiced ease, stopping the blade an inch from your chest. Golarion, new blood. You have not been in the League for long, but you've already been given the chance to fight against Gelderfang. I've been fighting in the arena for over a year now, but Ermengelef protects his champion from me. Pathetic cowards, the both of them. Who are you? The demon twirls her weapon in the air. The blade comes within a hair's breadth of your face. Surely you already know. I am Ruxa, the future champion of the Battle Bliss. We Vavakia. Am I reading that right? Vavakia? Alright. We Vavakia are the greatest of the races, and even among my own kind, I am considered the best and strongest. The power that roars within me was a gift from Lamashtu herself. She gave me the strength to conquer the entire universe. What can that pompous weakling Gelderfang possibly do to me? I'll take him by his neck with one hand, and I'll grab his wings with the other. Then I'll tear him apart. Okay. Wait, what is this thing? Can I change the camera angle right now? Nope. The fuck is this? Like a dragon centaur? What is this? I can't even try to guess what this is. Like, okay. No wonder they made up a word for it. Oh, the spike tails look cool. Let's see. Do you worship Lamashtu? The demon answers with a proud roar. Yes, Lamashtu created Vavakia to rule and conquer. She gives us strength, power, and superiority over all the rest. We are conquerors, Lamashtu's true firstborns. All Vavakia must worship her. We'll have to fight against each other soon. I suggest we join forces and kill Gelderfang. Why would I want to form an alliance with you, New Blood? Despite her arrogance, you can tell that you have her attention. She watches you intently, clearly interested in what you have to say. If you help me kill Gelderfang, I'll let you have the title of champion. You won't be able to take Gelderfang down by yourself. No, it's clearly too egotistic for that. Ermengelf will rig the fight. He won't let you defeat his champion. Let's see. I guess this one? Yeah. They'll rig the fight anyway. Yes, Ermengelf is both smart and cunning, but he's a coward. He won't let me break his new favorite toy in a one-on-one fight. Fine. I won't kill you in the arena. I'll wait until Gelderfang shows up to fight you, and then I'll tear him to pieces. Perhaps I'll even let you live after I have finished with him. If you grovel in the dust and beg for mercy, I might choose to spare you. Alright, well, I have to go. Get lost, New Blood. I'll kill you in the arena soon enough. That literally is against what we just agreed on. Whatever. Gonna just loot this person that you just killed in front of me. Thanks. Don't worry about it. Nothing to see here. Wait, is there any... There's somewhere back here to go. Oh, well, what do you know? That's Gelderfang? I thought he'd be taller. Look at this guy. He's scrawny. You can remake this guy in character creation. What are they doing? Should have worshipped Lamashtu in this case. I'm sure I still would have gotten screwed over if I did. Alright. Well. Talk to sinners. The succubus you've hired on Zaklex's instruction recognizes you at once and waves at you enthusiastically. You've really pulled out all the stops, but tell me, is your ambition to kill Gelderfang? If so, that would suggest you had an ulterior motive for hiring us. Is there something in particular you had in mind? What do you need us to do? Gelderfang is an incubus? How disappointing. That's what an incubus... Wait, that's an incubus? Thought it was like a Cambion or something. Well, whatever. He's like I just saw the Vivacia from earlier, and like he's puny. Like look at like Ivu is bigger than him. Goddamn, he's so scrawny. Here's hoping he has like a transformation during the fight, because otherwise this is a huge letdown. All right, let's see. I have a I have a job. No, how is the champion? Is Gelderfang enjoying himself? The succubus gives you a wink and lowers her voice. He is absolutely enthralled. He believes our visit is a gift from an anonymous fan. If it weren't for your presence in the battle bliss, he would have been completely happy. But it seems like your arrival has made Gelderfang a bit cranky. Of course he pretends like everything is alright, but he clearly considers you a threat. Gelderfang hasn't been afraid of anyone in a long time, so he finds you deeply unsettling. No, that's a full-fledged demon, alright. But other than Incubi, he is either a major demon or some sort of demon I know nothing about. Ah. I'm hoping he's a demon that we all just don't know anything about, because really, that's it. So fucking weak. Alright. If it's an Incubus, that's horrible. Alright, I have a job for you. The succubus exchanges a glance with her companions. Well, of course. After all, that's why you hired us. You've paid for our services, and we're ready to do our job. What do you have in mind? Just give the word, and we'll make this lecherous champion miserable. Kill Gelderfang when he's defenseless? No. Lace his drink with poison? Seduce him right before the fight. Wear him out with your games of passion and pleasure until he is thoroughly exhausted. I haven't made up my mind. I'll tell you when I've decided. Let's see. How do I want to do this? I can't say just kill him, because otherwise things will look bad for me later. Lace his drink with poison. Does poison even work on demons? I thought, yeah, aren't demons immune to poison? The third option, obviously. Sure, why not? Seduce him right before the fight. Wear him out with your games of passion and pleasure until he is thoroughly exhausted. The succubus smiles at you, revealing her even, pearly white teeth. You're someone who knows what they want, but he is an incubus, you know. It is an incubus! Oh my god, that's so fucking weak! He has a lot of stamina, and no one can outlast him in bed. Well, no one except the succubus. Fine, we'll arrange a very special night for the champion. And by the time we're through with him, this Gelderfang of yours won't even be able to punch a quasit. I do it! Oh man, that's so disappointing. I have to go. Take care of yourself, outsider. If you survive the fight with the champion, drop by the brothel to see us. We'll give you a night to remember. No thanks. After all, Gelderfang shouldn't have all the fun. He's literally getting an example of why I'm not going for succubus. I can't pick that lock. I'm gonna steal his wine. And then talk to him. Gelderfang greets you with a condescending sneer. He looks at you smugly, flexing his muscles so that you can see his chiseled abs beneath his smooth, flawless skin. His teeth have been neatly filed, and his impassive eyes hide a cold fury that could ignite into a hot, flaming rage at any moment. You get the feeling that it wouldn't take much to set him off on a rampage. You must be my next victim. So you're the little Galarian who wants to challenge me for the title of Battle Bliss champion. Gelderfang pretends not to recognize you. He looks you up and down and then fixes you with a bored, lazy stare. Another primitive Galarian. There's nothing special about you. How disappointing. You know, at least we're both disappointed. If it makes for any less disappointment, he looks like a barbarian or a blood rager. That is less disappointing. Barbarians would always be a tough fight. Why do you fight in the arena? Because it's fun. Where else can I unleash my passion, my wild and sensual spirit? If I don't fight, I feel terrible, aching pain in my bones. Without release, my power grows sour and stale, like a rancid brew. And the only thing that can cleanse me from this stagnation is to find a victim and torment them until they howl. Their wail of pain and humiliation washes over me and restores my power to its full potency. Only then do I become myself again. Gelderfang, the invincible, the true ruler of the Battle Bliss. I didn't understand any of that, but it sounded very stupid. I mean, you're talking to the guy who's planning to kill you, and the first thing he can do is monologue. Oh, good God, they monologue. Like a fucking Saturday morning cartoon villain. Okay. We're going to fight each other soon. You're not scared, are you? The demon chuckles contemptuously. When you are about to eat a great feast, do you feel scared? When a succubus seduces you, do you feel scared? Yes. I'm looking forward to our fight. And so should you. I plan to be very delicate with you. I'll slip my fingers into your skin and extract the tip of a nerve. And then I'll slowly pull it from your body, like a fisherman reeling in a line. I won't stop until I've removed every last nerve from your body. First you'll howl in pain and terror, and then you'll beg me to pull your nerves out faster, so that you won't feel the pain anymore. Trust me, it will be an unforgettable experience. Ew. See. Yeah, Hey, monologuing is villainy 101. It sure is. I have to take a note when I go back to my evil playthrough. Alright, I killed a lot of your kind back in Galarian. Alright, I heard about that. A real demon exterminator. Supposedly you have amazing powers or something like that. But you don't seriously think that your enemies on Galarian could compare with a demon like me, do you? Even my rivals are more powerful than the puny foes you defeated back on your world. Sorry, but your special powers aren't enough to impress me. What kind of crystal did Ermengareth give you? The Incubus stretches his limbs and looks at you with a grin. That doesn't concern you, mortal. You shouldn't worry about such things. I don't need a crystal to defeat you. And if you had the crystal instead of me, you still wouldn't stand a chance. Alright, let's see. Bluff 38. Can I do it? I can if I roll an 11. Hold on. You don't deserve to be the champion. You're a pathetic blowhard, and it's appalling that you have to fight against such an unworthy opponent. Or that I have to. Yeah, sure. I actually succeeded. Jesus. The demon's relaxed, laid-back demeanor vanishes instantly. He hisses furiously, baring his teeth in an angry snarl. I rolled a nat 20. I'm going to make you suffer, mortal. I'll make you beg for the sweet release of death. I'll start nice and slow. Oh yes. I'll take my time as I unravel your innards. I'll make a noose for you out of your own intestines. And then I'll strangle you until the life leaves your body. Whatever, dude. You monologues that fucking much. Who does that? Hmm? Is this just a wall? Oh, yeah, it's a wall. Alright, let's go over here. Right. There's nothing else. There's nothing else there. Can't go there. Arena healer. Alright. Well, with everything out the way, let's go talk to Zeklex. Lead me to the arena. The champion dies today. Zeklex looks at you solemnly. I've bet everything on you. We're certainly taking a risk, and I hope that we're not making a mistake. Good luck, and may whatever gods you worship protect you. And my quest is win the fight. Why can't all my quests be that simple? It's time for a glorious fight. This ambitious Galarian wants to fight the champion of the Battle Bliss himself, the deadly Gelderfang. How exciting. Who will emerge victorious? My bet is on the Galarian. No one can defeat Gelderfang, especially not a soft and squishy mortal. This isn't entertainment, it's just boring. I am sure that the Battle Bliss Arena will be able to entertain you, my dear Hebzamira. Huh. Today, the Method Slayer will fight Gelderfang himself. How about a warm-up? Look at all these methods scurrying around. I think it's time for his signature move. Let's hear it for the Method Slayer. Ah, fuck you. We'll tear them to pieces. A fight with the champion? Screw that. Whoever kills the Galarian gets a double ration for dinner. Now please give a warm welcome. Lamashtu's Who's that? Zeklex. Ah, never mind. Give a warm welcome to the Method Slayer's friends. Alright. Well, hold on. What's all these buffs? No, these are all just passives. Radiant protection. Radiance is granting. Oh, spell resistance. Right. She's giving everybody that. Hold on here. Slide it down. Rapid shot. Deadly aim. Resist acid. Oh man. So those spells were still up? Alright. Well.
The struggles never cease.
No, they don't.
Smile. The world's not ending just yet.
Fire, resist communal. Yeah, fire protection. I think that's it. I don't really need to focus on a whole lot of buffs here.
I will help where I can.
Yeah. Let's do it.
No glory without they will break against our resolve.
Thanks, Windwalk. Who needs anything when you get that? Alright. The time has come for some serious bloodshed. Give a warm welcome to our best fighters, seasoned and merciless, and behold the gruesome skills of our contestant. Let's take down this Galarian upstart and get our gold. Let's go.
No match for me.
I believe you. Oh, dead. Dead. The only thing keeping you alive is the mirror image. And it just ran out. And now you're dead. Who will bring an end to this contestant string of victories? Behold the fighters from the Nahendrian League. Give it up for Atselm and Ruska. You struck me down once, but now I'll get my revenge. I am Ruska. I will rule this place. Kneel before me, you pathetic maggots. We will abide by our distress. Wow, looks like the Method Slayer has made some new friends in the arena. Did you expect me to fall for this stupid plan of yours, you fool? I'll kill you first and deal with Gelderfang later. Oh. Well, I mean, it's your funeral. Oh, there he is. I'm tired of waiting around. I'll kill you where you stand, Galarian. Looks like the champion is eager to shed some blood. He doesn't want to wait any longer. Give a huge welcome to the invincible Gelderfang. It's just an incubus.
I won't let you hurt my friends.
Alright, let's get this over with. You cast prayer. He's already half dead. And now he's fully dead. Now it's Ruska's turn. Maybe I should have fought all this on my own. Zeklex has Ermengelef by the throat. The injured Cambion is on his knees, and blood seeps from his wounds. Zeklex raises up his dagger in a gesture of triumph. We won! Now we just need to finish him off. I'll let you do the honors. Ermengelef licks his lips nervously. He glances back and forth between you and Zeklex. Am I supposed to plead for my life now? Is this the moment where I try to soften the hard hearts of my cunning killers? Well, why not? Wringing his hands dramatically, he falls to his knees. He begins to wail so loudly even the spectators in the back of the stands can hear him. What are you doing? Let's make a deal, Zeklex. I gave you everything you wanted. Ermengelef thrusts his arms toward you. And you, champion, our newest champion. I always believed you would win. I am your biggest fan. Spare me. Finish the sleazebag off. He's tried multiple times to kill you off in the arena. Now it's time for you to pay him back. Please have mercy on me. I promise my generosity will know no bounds. I beg you to spare me. I won't arrange unfair fights ever again. I'll give the arena to you, Zeklex. As for you, champion, I'll give you anything you want. Shamira, save me. Who's Shamira? Alright. Ermengelef's wailing lament can be heard from the back of the stands. He gives such a moving performance the audience burst into applause. The fight was underwhelming considering the build-up, right? Alright. A rather tasteless performance, but you cannot deny his dedication to the role. KI requires Trickster Path. Alright. Knock the hand from Zeklek's hand. Watch in silence. Go. Unmitigated scumbags. Figure out who betrayed whom on your own. Get me out of it. No. Ermengareth, you're a liar and a filthy asshole. Don't be angry at me. Zeklex was the one who came up with all the nasty ideas. He wants to turn you against me. But I've never done anything to you. Sure, I've been laughing and having fun, but that's what I do. It's the role I play. I laugh about everything and everyone. The audience loves it. Zeklex is to blame for everything. Zeklek clutches the dagger as he hisses through his teeth. Liar, I am so tired of your lies. Right? Once in silence. Yeah. No, I'm gonna attack. Kill him. Zeklex utters a cry of triumph. Ermengareth is dead. I, Zeklex, lay claim to the battle bliss. The arena is all mine. From now on, there will be no more dirty fights, no more sham rivals, and no more dull shows. The fights will become unpredictable. Opponents will be evenly matched, and the thrill of battle will have you on the edge of your seats. If anyone has a problem with these new arrangements, they can take it up with our new champion. My champion. Tremble before him. All hail Lewis, Gelderfang's Slayer. Alright. Well. They were all pathetic opponents. Let's loot the bodies and hope that their equipment is at least something worth a damn. Let's see. A long spear. Unholy +1 long spear. Yeah. +2 breastplate. Helm of the Fearless Vanguard. Alright. Whenever the wearer of this helm receives healing, she also gains 5 temporary hit points for 1 round. For 1 round? Yeah, no wonder she died. Scrolls. +1 ring. That we'll take from Ermengareth had nothing. Scale mail and a dagger. Gelderfang had a +4 belt. +3 ring of protection. +3 cloak. Oh, a +4 breastplate. Alright, that's something decent. And a great axe called Blinding Wrath. Is that worth anything? It's a +5 great axe. Alright, here we go. Let's see. Fuse with the power of chaos. So it does an extra 2d6 against all lawful opponents, so it doesn't do shit against me. And it won't do anything for me in this game, because most of my enemies are all going to be chaotic evil demons. And most cultists are chaotic as well. So, this thing's worthless to me. Like, I mean, it can serve as a +5 axe. What else does this do? Whenever this axe confirms a critical hit, it also deals its normal weapon damage to all creatures in melee range, including the wielder and their allies. This sucks! It's a terrible weapon, but at least it's not vicious. And until you read this effect, like if I ever crit anything, it hurts everyone. Including me. Like, this is crap. Moving on. Alright, well. We got +4 breastplate armor. No one really gains any benefit from putting this on. God damn it. Alright. The very least. No, the cloak's bad too. I have a +5 cloak, so let's give that to Damon. The helmet's kind of trash as well. 5 temp HP for 1 round. If it was like for, I don't know, more than that, I guess it'd be decent, but no. Yeah, this is rather disappointing. Alright. Well, he at least had a he had a decent ring. Where is it? Ring of protection +3. I already got a +4, but that doesn't mean someone can't make use of it. Here we go. There. Alright. What a disappointment he is. No one really is going to benefit from putting on that +4 belt either. Alright, we're done here. Oh, some random demon gladiator. Oof. Alright. The Battle Bliss has a new champion. The demons sing your praises. You have won their respect. Tell me, champion, do you enjoy the attention? Are you basking in your newfound glory? Let's see. It would have been foolish to turn down such a profitable opportunity. Yes, I thought it was fun. I had to respect their customs. Oh, good. It is disgusting to kill living creatures for the entertainment of a crowd. Sure, I'll say that. I am filled with sorrow that you had to participate in such bloody entertainment. You received honor and glory in the arena, and they praised you for putting others to death. However, I rejoice to know that all these accolades have failed to lead you astray. You've resisted temptation, and have not left the path of righteousness. Sure. Whatever helps you sleep at night. Alright. Let's see. Wait, is he gone? No, there he is. Let's see. Wait, I can go back into the arena? Zeklex looks very grand and important. He is clearly enjoying his new status. His shoulders look strong and broad, and he appears to have grown a few inches taller. However, he still addresses you politely, and you can hear the respect in his voice. The Battle Bliss welcomes its new champion. How can I be of assistance? I have to go. Zeklex bows respectfully. From the depths of his bag you see the glint of the large, curious round eyes. Alright, can I take off this stupid collar? Yes, I can. Alright. There. And everything is as it should be. That kind of sucks. I was kind of hoping the title of champion would let me get access to Nocticula, but there's no invite or anything, so I don't know if I did something wrong or if I have to do all the methods they want to gain attention. No, wrong one. I'm not looking for inventory. Let's see. What else we got? Grudge to settle. Make Shivaro pay for her lies. Yeah, there is that. Let's see. The Rapture of Rupture. Valexia's Mansion. There's that too. Conquest of Elutionera. Become famous. Secure an audience in the harem of ardent dreams. Not sure how I'm supposed to do that either. Your ex wants to talk to you. My ex? What? Corpses. Conversation with Camille. Oh! That's what you meant. Haha. It's not... Pretty sure you have to at least date once in order for her to be an ex. Alright, well... It's not like I have any other leads. I guess technically I do. Alright, let's see here. My friend, it has been so long since we last spent time together. Wouldn't you agree? We haven't even gone for a stroll. I have missed your company. Camelia's eyes have an unnatural sheen to them, and her shallow breaths emerge from her throat in a feverish staccato. Staccato? Staccato? What? Oh, we're at that time. Hold on. Be right back.
Staccato.
Performed with each note sharply detached or separate from the others. Compare with legato, whatever that means. Okay. Are you alright? Yes, no. Camellia wets her lips and harshly exhales. I am quite well, but there is a way to improve my well-being 100-fold. Alright, him taken. Where do you want to go together? I take you on missions with me, isn't that enough? To be honest, I'm not burning with the desire to spend any time with you. I take you on missions with me, isn't that enough? But missions aren't the same at all. Unless shouting orders at me in the midst of the battle counts as spending time together, Camellia pouts. I would like to suggest a little adventure. Take me to the brothel. Are you serious? Have I ever given you cause to doubt my seriousness? Camilla raises an eyebrow. Uh, My request is not as simple as it may first appear. A faraway look appears in her eyes. Maria is demanding blood. Her whispers are growing ever more insistent, becoming overwhelming, muddling my thoughts, stopping me from thinking about anything else. We need to help her, Lewis, and I know how. In the 10,000 Delights, there is a special service. It is only offered to those who already know of its existence. Deep below the brothel, there is a place where there are no limits. Do you understand? Camellia wets her dry lips. What's more, this service entails making a pleasure slave of the person your heart desires above all others. I would like to seize the opportunity. At least you're killing demons. God. Okay. Yeah. All we do here is fight and kill. Isn't that enough blood for Mariah already? Alright. What's the description? Mariah is the name of the spirit that lives in Camellia's amulet. Camellia believes her to be the spirit of the land of Sarkoris. The spirit is insane, but may hold the key to healing this land. Which, no. Yeah, all we ever do is fight and kill. Isn't that enough? Camellia sighs and begins to explain, like she's explaining a simple truth to a child. To feed Maria blood, I must perform a particular ritual. Select a victim, cut him open from neck to navel, and wait for the life to leave his body. Then I lower Maria's amulet into the still warm flesh. And then I take a piece of that flesh inside myself. You already know how it works. No, I don't. The fuck? You forbade me from killing your subjects in Dresden, but here in the Abyss it's an entirely different matter. We're not even in your lands any longer. What difference does the death of one unknown pleasure slave make, when the fate of all Galarian might depend on that death? I don't like your tone, Camilla. You're very well informed about the brothel's secrets. Where did you learn them? Let's go for the... Hold on. Shouldn't Mariah be the one to select the victim? In the brothel, she'll just have to accept whoever we're given. And anyway, why does a spirit from Golarion need the blood of someone in the Abyss? I mean, I already point out that she has contradictions in her story to begin with. But, you're very well informed about the brothel secrets. How'd you learn about them? Let's just say I made inquiries. Okay. Well, the perception check one. How are you this far gone in contradicting yourself? Camillia's answer does not come immediately. You see, Lewis, the Abyss has completely addled my little Mariah's mind. Now she simply craves blood, any blood, from whatever source, even from someone not of Golarion. The brothel promises to turn the slave into whomever we wish. We shall do this and offer Mariah a choice. She's out of her fucking gourd. Alright. I'll go with you to the 10,000 delights. We gotta go there anyway. Camelia's mouth broadens into a happy smile. Oh, my friend, I'm ever so pleased to hear that. I knew I could rely on you. Well, it's like you said, at least we're going to be killing demons. At any rate, we're going to call it early for today, as I have to be... Actually, no, I don't have to leave early today. We can leave at 6. Yeah, it's just this is usually a good it's just a good stopping point. Let's screw it. Talk to the head of the inheritor. Man, that is a lot. Can you heal me? Thank you. Alright. Let's just go. Alright. Wait, where's this portal lead to? Lucianera. Let's go. Okay, so we're taking Camellia with us. Darren doesn't seem like he wants to be here one way or the other. I'll put you in. And let's be off. For now, we'll go to the 10,000 delights, which I believe is on the 2nd floor. Alright. Where? No, here. Into the Bedlock Tavern. These loading times. Alright. dimension. Wait, where's the... Here it is. So you just have to go over here. Oof.
Do not fear. Do not.
The hell? The hell are these guys doing? Outsiders have made themselves at home in our city. Let's have a public execution to show them their place. The hell? Well, whatever. Just kill him. Go after the Vidrio. Alright, that one's dead. Let's see, who's next? It really doesn't matter.
So this is how it feels.
Oh, Camilla took some damage, but that's it. Alright, moving on. To the 10,000 delights we go. Okay.
We'll make things right. What's on your mind? I wonder.
Let's see. Before I forget, like, reassign what spells Camilla can have. Raise dead. You know. What else we got? Creeping Doom. Might as well get an extra cast of that. Alright. Now. That out the way.
You can trust me.
Magritium Turinos. Magritium Turinos. Magritium Turinos. Magritium Turinos. Hashan is soft.
No, wrong one.
Magritium Turinos. Magritium Turinos. Magritium Turinos. Magritium Turinos. Magritium Turinos.
that's it.
No reason to pause.
You're a good person. I like you.
There. And this should be it. Alright. I'm gonna save just so I don't have to spam all that healing again. Alright. Talk to Shivaro. See, welcome to the 10,000 Delights. Are you here for a good time? See, I've been to the rotten guttery. You hired assassins to kill me. The Lalitu delves into your memories and lets loose a howl of frustration. You piece of shit. Why couldn't you just quietly go there and die? You've caused nothing but trouble. Damn you for all the suffering you've caused Minago and me. Let's see. Why did you try to set me up? Good requires a Zada mythic path. I let Minago go. I don't know where she is now, but she needs your help. Shivaro's voice sounds baffled and distrustful, but holds a slight hint of hope. You let her go? But I thought Minago was dead. Why hasn't she come to me? Perhaps she didn't want me to hear her and want me to see her at her most vulnerable? Or was she afraid she might draw Baphomet's wrath onto me after she failed her at his task again? Oh, damn it. The Laditu's voice sounds odd, as if she is about to burst into tears. I appreciate it. Minago needs my help, and I will find her no matter what. Thank you for giving me a chance to see her again and ask for her forgiveness. I'm just so sorry for everything that happened between us. She chokes on the words of gratitude, words she is likely uttering for the first time in her long life, then turns on her heel and quickly leaves. Looks like Shivaro's throne stands empty, and we are supposed to choose a new leader. I regret that we must ask our guests to leave the 10,000 Delights temporarily. Very soon our doors will be open to you once again. Oops. Well. Wait, hold on. Out of curiosity, can I just head out and head back in? See. And alright, there we go. You are greeted by a... Well, that is a problem. Apparently not. You are greeted by a succubus whose appearance is striking. Never mind. To say the least. Her flawless skin, graceful figure, and aristocratic face would have made her a true beauty if not for the terrible fresh scars. A jagged scar runs across her cheek, cutting through her scarlet sensual lips, and under her high cheekbone. Her left eye is a gray cataract surrounded by wounds from some caustic substance. The succubus's wings are tattered rags. Nevertheless, she behaves imperiously and with dignity, and those around her treat her with respect. Cheers. Right? The succubus sounds playful and relaxed. Welcome to the 10,000 Delights. My name is Herax, and I am the new madam here, thanks to you. You rid us of that insolent upstart Shivaro, sending her after her haughty lover Minago, so you can consider me in your debt. Know that you will always be welcome here, and my gift will be proof of that. With a graceful movement, the demoness hands you a gold coin, Herax's golden coin. With this, every arc will recognize you as my favorite guest and teleport you here. If you wish to spend the night, have some fun, or restock your supplies, come to me. Don't waste your time on my little crooks. Well, that makes things easy. Let's see. My friend Camellia would like to avail herself of your brothel's special services. Camellia lowers her voice so that only you and Herax can hear her. The ones that are offered in the deepest levels of the brothel. The ones where a purchased slave takes the form of whoever my heart desires. Where everything is possible. She speaks the last words in a whisper. Ah, Camellia, I've heard about you. Have you finally decided to have a slave transformed for you? We'll extract the image from your subconscious and recreate it in every detail. You will not regret it. The pleasure is well worth the price of 10,000 gold. You will see this for yourself. Camellia winces and glances at you. I was promised no one would mention my previous visits. Then again, I don't know why I expected demons to be true to their word. Camellia, have you been here before? Camellia sighs and casts a sidelong look at the smiling Herax. Yes, I have, several times. I visited while our party was resting. I killed several pleasure slaves, but their deaths gave neither Mariah nor me any real relief. So I thought it would be good for me to come here with you if I perform the ritual while you're watching. I hope that Mariah will accept the sacrifice. It's just that sacrifice back in Dresden when you learned of my secret. Camellia stutters, searching for the right word for a long moment. I believe Mariah likes you, my friend. I believe that she will be more willing to accept the sacrifice if you witness it. And tonight, I shall pay for an additional service so the victim will take the form Mariah wants. I am certain she will be pleased. Herax, will we really be allowed to kill your slave? Of course, it is included in the cost of the service. Besides, such slaves are cheap, as their lifespan is so short. Herax frowns. However, for an additional fee of 5,000 gold, I can replace an ordinary slave with a homunculus, a soulless creature made of flesh. We keep a few here for special occasions. Huh, owl, that's cute. A homunculus. I don't like that idea, my friend. I've heard they are hard to distinguish from real people, but I do not want to deceive Mariah. The spirit likes you. Uh-huh. Sure. I'm starting to think it's an imaginary friend at this point. The slave you're going to provide, who are they? Where are they from? Herax raises an eyebrow in surprise. Oh, no, 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 no. Don't do that. Don't do what? What an odd question. I don't know. I've never cared to ask. Why would you ask the name of the chicken you're going to eat for dinner? It's difficult to tell for whom this remark was intended. As usual, Camellia's face gives nothing away. Okay. Don't do the homunculus? Let's see. Evil. It's evil to do this though. Evil, we will use this service of yours. Harax will pay. Evil will use this service of yours. Harax, Camilla will pay. Good. That's it. I'm done. I refuse to be a part of this. The homunculus, that would be really mean. Wait, how does it mean to use the homunculus? I'm actually gonna wait to hear the response here. Why would it be mean to use a homunculus? There's no response. Or perhaps the response is coming, but it's a long-winded one. It doesn't have a soul, you're basically killing a ginger, pun intended. Okay, yeah. We'll go for the homunculus. Prepare the homunculus. Camellia purses her lips and shakes her head. Well, if you insist, let it be a homunculus. I just hope Mariah won't spot the difference. Harax takes the money and smiles seductively. Excellent choice, Camellia. Here is the key to the back room. Your homunculus waits for you there, in the guise your heart secretly longs to see. Enjoy. Key to the farthest room. And everybody's just coming along. Door. Wait, so how... It says farthest room, so like, how far do I have to keep going? Oh, here we go. Camellia reaches for the door handle, but immediately jerks her hand back. We're in the right place, yes? So behind the door, I'll see. Would be surprised if it looked like you. I doubt it. Camellia's voice trembles from either anticipation or nerves. Are you nervous? It would appear so. Camellia's lips twitch into a smile before settling into a pensive frown again. I did not expect your presence to have this effect on me. That's a good sign. Shall we? I'm ready, she answers, and then adds more quietly to herself, I'm ready. Right. Greetings, mistress. I am at your disposal. Papa? The eyes of the homunculus, which bears a striking resemblance to Horgus, look at you with calm indifference. His corpulent, short body is an exact copy of Horgus Worm, as you remember him. Camellia recoils as if from a blow and sways on her feet. She grips her amulet in her left hand, her knuckles turning white. This can't be. It can't be you. Why? How did this happen? Could Herax have lied to me? No, why would she? Is this some kind of joke? But what if it isn't? What if this is what my heart desires? It's Horgus. Did not expect that, right? Yes, I can see quite well, thank you very much. Whatever would I do without your astute observations? Camellia excels and gives her head a shake. Sorry. Right. Mariah wants you to sacrifice Horgus? Though I know the truth. I don't know. I don't understand. She wipes away drops of sweat from her brow. I swear to you that I never wanted to kill my father. I never thought that's what I wanted. I never thought that Mariah would crave his blood. My father raised me, cared for me, sheltered me. He wiped away my tears when I was sad. He listened to me rage when I hated everyone around me. He was the only person who helped me come to terms with my secret predilections, or predilections. I respect him. I love him. Camellia brings the amulet in her clenched fist to her lips. Then why would Mariah... Why am I seeing him here now in front of me? That venomous tongue of Camellia still works. Ugh. Address Horgus. Who are you? I will be whoever Mistress wants me to be. Calm down, Camellia. We need to decide what we're going to do with that thing. Camellia stares off into the space for a few moments, but then shakes her head and looks at you. We shall do what we came here to do. What other choice do we have here? Are you going to kill this Horgus? Why shouldn't I? Camellia shrugs. I've already paid. I don't like wasting money. He recovered from his shock quickly. Killing this creature is Mariah's will. Who am I to oppose her? I am only doing my duty. We shouldn't kill this creature. But why ever not? It's only a homunculus. It's not even alive. Camellia looks down. Then again, perhaps you're right. Sacrificing my father, even in the knowledge that it's not really him, that may be a step too far even for me. Yes, let's leave this homunculus be and get out of this place. That will be best for everyone. Camellia casts one final look at the complacent stare of Horgus and shrugs with deliberate nonchalance. Let's go, my friend. We have no further business here. That was intriguing. I need to think.
Head on.
Indeed. Dr. Hratz. You paid extra for this. Why wouldn't you kill it? I don't know, man. Just seemed like it'd be messed up. You know? Alright. Let's see. Go talk to Camilla. Huh. Like, someone like killing, like even the image of their own dad's kind of messed up. So it's like, nah. Go the extra step to just saying to convince her to say no. Thankfully, it was someone she could actually be dissuaded from killing. Where the hell is Camellia? No, is she up here somewhere? Let's see, we got Ninio, Regil, Windwog. Where's the rest?
Onwards.
If I had to guess, I'd say they're somewhere in the caves. Let's see. Yep, there they all are. Greybore, Woljif, Ember, Sela, Camellia. You know, I never thanked you for accompanying me to the brothel. There is a hint of a smile on Camellia's lips. So thank you, my friend. This was an intriguing and unexpected experience. Let's see. I have to admit, I'm surprised by who the homunculus turned into. Oh, I was much more surprised. I was almost rendered speechless when I saw Father in Illusionaire's main brothel. Camellia looks down. Especially considering what I was supposed to do, what I was about to do to him. I was just standing in front of him with one question. How? How is this possible? Camellia licks her lips quickly. When I realized that Father was just an illusion created by Mariah's secret desires, I have to admit my hand faltered. Does Mariah really want my father's blood? If I want to heal the lands of Sarkoris, do I really have to sacrifice? Camelia's voice breaks, and she just mouths the last words. My own father? It's good that you didn't give in to Mariah's impulse and kill someone. Fine, probably. She shrugs hesitantly. I'm glad you were with me. There's nothing like a friend's support at moments like this. Shall we repeat our outing? Let's not repeat this outing. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed our little adventure. Camellia nods slightly, lost in her own thoughts. Do you want to talk more about what happened at the brothel? Are you talking about the homunculus of Harax, whom I was about to sacrifice to Mariah, turning into my father? Camellia looks around, haunted. I'm still trying to understand what this means. I'm asking myself if I really want to sacrifice my father. Does Mariah really need his blood? And do I not know? And I do not know the answer. I'm not even sure I want to know it, but I can't stop asking myself the question. Camellia sighs. So no, I don't want to discuss what happened at the brothel, at least for now. But thank you for asking me about how I feel. I appreciate it, I do. A warm smile appears on her lips for a moment. I have to go, we'll talk later. Visit me again soon. You don't want me to start missing you. Yeah. It's like with the undertone of she's a psychopath. That becomes much less appealing. Alright, well, we are past time. So we are going to end now. So thanks again to everyone who stopped by for Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. I will be on tomorrow. I don't know exactly which time. Maybe in the morning, maybe in the evening. I have to call to find out what my schedule looks like for tomorrow. Alright. But again, that's it for today. See you all later, and until then, take care.